This is Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. I never thought I would say that. Hi, besties. Welcome back to another episode of Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. As usual, there is a ton to talk about this week. There is so much going on and off television. So I'm going to start with some life updates from me. Later on in the episode, I will have my husband, Torre, on for his segment once again, because today we don't have our children here. It's like the first day in a million years that we don't have a child in our house for the entire day. I was just alone for like 50 minutes in my house for the first time in 4 years. 4 years. So it's great because I was on 2 judgy girls this morning, and so I dropped off the kids so I could really put in my full attention. Then I'm recording this, and then tonight we're going out because I think I previously said on a podcast that Paris Hilton has given us 50 tickets to bring friends to her premiere of her new movie, Infinite Icon. So we're doing that tonight at 8 o'clock, and then after going out with our friends to just celebrate Paris Hilton and a parents' night out. But yeah, we never don't have our children. So thank you, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching this on your television and Mom doesn't even know what a podcast is. My mom has no idea what a podcast is. And the other day she was asking me what it is and said that my dad brought it up on her television and she was able to watch me. And she's like, I'm not even sure how he did that. And I said, Mom, that's called YouTube. Is anyone else's parents like this? That they have no idea what you're talking about? It used to be funny, but I mean, it's still funny, but now that like this is what I do, I'm like, Mom, how do you not know what a podcast is? Like she has the TikTok app, but doesn't use it, only has it because she's like, I can't not have the TikTok app when my daughter has a TikTok. So last week I said I would talk about the Selena Gomez story that I've been wanting to tell you, and I'm going to wait to share that in the Bravoholic segment. Earlier this week, I was thinking about shows because obviously, if you know me, I'm obsessed with Rachel Zoe and I love fashion. If there's anything I love as much as Bravo, maybe even more, it's fashion. And I think it would be a huge missed opportunity if we didn't have some sort of spinoff with Rachel Zoe and her going through Bravo celebrities' closets and talking about their best pieces. How amazing would that be? I mentioned this today. Oh, I was on 2 Judgy Girls and they were asking me of a show idea, and this was what I said. And so I have to talk about it here. Wouldn't that be amazing? Seeing Rachel Zoe go through Jennifer Tilly's closet, her storage, looking at all of her best pieces. Bronwyn, let's go through all of it. Are you kidding me? I want to see everything that she has. Vanita, let's go through that. I want to know what Rachel Zoe thinks about her style. What are her best pieces? Let's go into her house. Let's hang out. Like, there is nobody more chill and authentic than Rachel Zoe. I would also love to know what her opinion is on Paige DeSorbo's closet, Amanda Batula. I think this could be a whole thing. Lisa Vanderpump. Let's do this. In Michigan, we have another cold day. And earlier this week, I was thinking how people say, like, I understand if you live in a warm climate and you say that your favorite season is winter. I get that because you probably have a more mild summer vibe going on. But if you live in Michigan and you say that your favorite season is winter, I'd like to go see you sit outside and enjoy, because there is no way that you enjoy this weather more than 100 degrees, 95 degrees. And if so, what? I mean, I think that's only if you enjoy like a winter sport like hockey or ice skating or skiing or snowboarding. Otherwise, guess what? I don't believe you. I think that you just like the season when it's fully acceptable to be indoors. And that's fine. I just think that you need to accept that you are an indoor person. And that's what it is. And believe me, I would never call myself an outdoorsy person unless it's like a beach or sitting on my patio with a coffee. But if it's like 65 degrees and up, I want to be outside. I want to be sitting there. I want to be comfortable. But like, I totally understand the indoor vibe. And I think that's what it needs to be. You do not like winter. You like to sit inside and for it to be acceptable. Am I wrong here? I also last week, on top of the Selena Gomez story, said that I had a haunted story for you. I've been waiting a couple weeks, and I used to live in a condo by myself, okay? I was like the youngest person in this area. I kind of liked it that way. It made me feel safe. And we got our lawn taken care of. It was like a house, but I didn't have to do any yard work, and it was perfect for me. But I moved in, and I'm pretty certain that before I moved in, that the woman that lived there passed. And I can pretty much guarantee it was in my bedroom. I just had a very weird vibe about my condo, and I used to get her mail, okay, when I still lived there, so I knew that her name was Janet. And for a while before I put it together, that was her. I used to call her like Princess Diana. Like I was like, okay, the ghost is somebody like super pretty. She's super nice. Like I got like a feminine vibe, but I tried to make it nice. And then I realized like this is starting to get scary. So I used to have, they like redid the condo before I moved in. So most of the stuff was new, like the floors, the tile in the bathrooms, but they didn't put like hooks on the tile for like the shower pole. So it was like one of those shower poles that you can like pull out. And they would only fall at night. And it happened often. And, like, I would have my dad put it up, and I would know that it's put up properly, and they would fall at night. And then it was Christmas time, and I put out this I put out my snowman, Frosty the Snowman, and when you click a button, it sings Frosty the Snowman. And I had a roommate at the time, and I would tell her, "This thing only sings to me when I'm sitting here quietly by myself." And she didn't believe me, and then it eventually did it to her too. Okay. And the batteries, like, weren't broken. Like, I still have that thing. I pull it out now and it doesn't do that. And it still works perfectly fine. My kids play with it. And so one night I came home, and I was walking to my bedroom with a full cup of water. I was waiting for my friend to come over. And I was walking down my hallway, and on one side of my hallway is like a bathroom, and on this side of the hallway is my bedroom and my closet, like along the wall. It's a walk-in closet. And I heard boom, 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 all down the wall while I was walking in to my bedroom. And I threw my water cup and ran. Like, what could have this banging been coming from my closet? You cannot convince me otherwise. I know this was a ghost. And I had not believed in ghosts until I lived in this apartment. And then one day I decided to just be home alone and speak to the ghost. And I said, Janet, I don't know what's going on, but this is my house now, and you need to leave me alone. Leave me alone. I took a stand, and she listened to me, and she never did it again. The curtain stopped falling. Never heard weird noises. The snowman was in the basement by then. I threw that thing downstairs, but it stopped. And now I'm sitting in my podcast room that I 100% believe that this room is haunted. But I have no reason, like, we moved in after a huge family. I don't think anybody passed. I just think that we have a weird presence. Or, like, did Janet follow me here? Do you want something? Does anybody else have ghosts? Am I the only one? I feel insane when I talk about it, but I believe it to my core. And news that Walmart is now selling Bravo merch. I saw it somewhere, like on Facebook or something, and sometimes I think that those things are fake, but this was fully real. Walmart sells Bravo merch, and it says, "Sorry, I'm late. I was getting glam." And then on the front it says Bravo. It's like a V-neck collared pink sweatshirt, but I thought I would let everybody know. But now, after my life updates, let's get into the first segment, Say Less, Spill More. Say less, spill more. All of the recent Bravo gossip, and there's a lot. Real Housewives of Potomac drama, Angel Massey, her company is getting bad reviews after her trip. People are writing things like a host that doesn't host, no water, and that she doesn't know what she's doing. How embarrassing. What a mistake. In Ultimate Girls Trip news, Kim Zolciak is back. Sheree, Charlie XCX ran into Meredith Marks and tweeted about it. She also did a Salt Lake City sound. Candace is in the same room as Giselle and Ashley. And I really hope that this means that Candace is coming back. She is one of my least favorites, but I really think that she's changed a little bit. And it's always, when somebody's my least favorite and then they're gone for a while, I always want them to come back. I was somebody that wanted Tamra Judge to come back. So I think we should bring Candace back, keep Monique, make her full time, and see what happens. I think it would be really good television. They did a stop in Miami. People were worried that Miami was getting cut, but there's hope. They had a whole party out there. It looked like a lingerie party or something, and they were wearing on the beach these sashes that said prostitution whore. Love to see it. Alexia and Marisol were with the main cast, and then they had a party at night, and Alexia and Adriana got into an argument. And some people think that this argument was staged because they want to make sure that Miami comes back, which I don't understand why Miami wouldn't come back. It's the best. It's like the second best right now. I think Beverly Hills is killing it, and obviously Salt Lake City, but Miami doesn't miss. Why haven't we heard about Real Housewives of Atlanta filming, or what the full-time cast is, or Real Housewives of Miami, obviously? What's going on with New York? When are we going to hear what the cast is? When are we going to hear what the cast is for New Jersey? I am sick of waiting. It feels like it's been like 5 years at this point. And it got me to thinking about Rory, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, that they have been waiting. They've been filmed for so long and it hasn't aired yet. Like, think about it. They filmed so long ago that it was before BravoCon, and they're just sitting there waiting to be a part of BravoCon and all of these celebrations. And just think about the 20-year Ultimate Girls Trip, that they could be a part of this and they're just watching it all happen. And I'm wondering if they're intentionally doing this so Rory isn't a part of it. But I could not imagine waiting this long to be a part of this whole world. Just waiting. But I think that's coming out in April or March, and I can't wait to see that. They had a stop in Orange County on the Ultimate Girls Trip, and Gretchen wasn't there. And then soon after, we hear that Gretchen is now cut. And I'm pretty happy about this. I think that she brought a huge level of toxicity to Orange County. I think for quite a bit of time this season, she was worse than Tamra. And so I think they made the right decision. However, I do think I want this to be Tamra Judge's last season. I think we've had enough. I think we need to do a revamp for Orange County or pick up a new city or something. Alex McCord is going to be back for the Ultimate Girls Trip. She is going to be, I believe, in New York. I think it's probably ending in New York because Kyle Richards was just on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy Cohen said that they're close to the end of the trip. And it was interesting to see Melissa Gorga with the Real Housewives of Miami girls, because they were saying that they were Team Teresa, and obviously Teresa's in the full cast. And they also used to say, Kiki specifically, and I believe Alexia, that Melissa paid for her followers. So I can't wait to see that interaction. And Kyle Richards said on Watch What Happens Live that it's insane that the fans are going to lose their marbles over this trip. And I really hope so. I think it has huge potential to be really good. Salt Lake City news. Bronwyn confirms her and Meredith will be back next season. So I feel like that ends a couple questions. We were thinking that Bronwyn was one of the people that was not coming back for next season. Not Bronwyn. And Brittany set up a little bit of a ultimatum saying pick me or Meredith. And it seems that Bravo picked Meredith. But I'm hoping that we get the whole cast together again. I think this is a genius cast. I don't really want to change much about it other than maybe bringing in one more person. Summer House news. The new season comes out in less than a week, and we got to see Amanda and Kyle's first appearance together since the split on Kiki Monique's radio show. There were a few clips posted, and Amanda was openly discussing their split and their relationship. And when she was talking, it looked like West Wilson and Sierra Miller were more upset about the split than Kyle and Amanda. And based on the trailer, I think that they go through a lot as a whole, as a group with this couple. And I couldn't imagine, they've gone through a lot together. They're really close as a group, and it's probably painful, just as painful for them to see their friends grow apart. And they're probably wondering if their group is going to split up. And now that somewhere in the city, or in the city, the spinoff is coming, I bet they're freaking out that everything's changing. And I was asked today if I think now that they've split, if Kyle Cook should go back to Summer House. And honestly, I don't. I think that would be an absolute mess. I think that it would bring out a side in him that, we could easily be progressing to anyways, but I think that it would make it worse seeing Kyle Cook hook up with, like, young girls. I would hate to see it. I don't wanna see that at all. I think it would be better to just have him on in the city and see his life from there, like, from the DJ world, or how about we just make In the City a girl spinoff? Lindsay, Paige, Amanda, Sierra, maybe Hannah, some other girls. Maybe Kyle just needs to stick to DJing. Amanda was saying that she still calls Kyle about her fire alarm and things, and that they talk all the time and that they're co-parenting their dogs, and so they seem like they're doing fine. Paige this week also had Martha Stewart on her little show in her bed, and it's so funny because Craig Conover wants to be Martha Stewart. So she left the fake Martha for the real Martha, and Martha said that she wears makeup to the gym in case she meets a man there, which is so funny, and that she showers before the gym. Carl, I've been hearing so much about him lately, specifically Chrissy Teigen. She said that she became sober again after speaking to Carl and shared all these nice things about him. So, so sweet. And Carl is somebody that I've always liked, but I've had a hard time with him, specifically in the relationship with Lindsay Hubbard. Like, I felt like he wasn't being fully honest and, like, confident. But after hearing these words from Chrissy Teigen, and there was a random TikTok of this woman saying how sweet he was at a soft bar event, I just think that he's probably found himself. And, like, this is the real Carl now. I think that he was obviously having some struggles with his drinking, and then right after that got into a relationship with Lindsay, and then when the relationship ended, he didn't know who he was, and I think he probably has found himself in sobriety. And I love to hear it, and I think this is gonna be Carl's season. I really do. And his dressing is doing better, his outfits. But he was also in an interview recently, and he was asked about Venita, and Venita, whenever she's asked about Carl, seems like pretty excited about it. But Carl said that he's really busy. So I feel like that's not gonna work, and that bums me out. In Trader's World, Michael Rappaport says that we are being robbed of Housewives content, that Dorinda and Caroline Stanbury got into an argument about personal stuff, not the game, and that Lisa Rinna watched it. And we also heard rumor that Dorinda Medley got into an argument with Mrs. Kelsey, Taylor Swift's mother-in-law to be, and I just feel like we are being robbed of really good housewives moments on Traders. And I understand that Traders isn't housewives, okay? Like, I get it, but that's a big part of why we're watching, because we wanna see the drama. We wanna see the game happen, but we also wanna see the tea. So do we need a second do we need, like, a second show? Like, bring up 2 camera crews, 1 for the drama, 1 for Traders, for the game, because we deserve to see this footage. And Andy Cohen heard about it, and he said, "Hopefully, we get to see this at the reunion," because he's the host for the Traders reunions, and I really hope that he pushes that. I wanna see it all. Or, like, at least, like, release the footage on Peacock. The Valley News. Lala, as you know, is filming full-time on The Valley this season, and she's been posting a bunch of pictures recently of her and Michelle. Michelle recently single, officially divorced from Jesse, and her caption in her Instagram picture was, "I could go Brad, I could go Angelina." And it was like a naked picture of them in the shower, like their butts, them, like, snuggling each other and, like, on the beach and stuff. And I feel like they're just, like, trying to mess with us and get attention, and I think they've probably become besties, and I definitely don't think that that's going to end well, because I don't think either of them are, like, the biggest girl's girl. But Lala did have a past with Ariana in the back of the car with Sandoval, so I think she could be being honest about the "I could go Brad, I could go Angelina" comment, but probably not something to, like, make up if you're not really interested in Michelle. I don't know. Interesting. Next Gen News, Next Gen LA. Not sure of the name yet, but there's rumor that they are filming out there in California. Officially, we know that Nick Dubrow is going to be a part of it, Heather Dubrow's son, because she posted a picture with cameras in the background and him, and that his name is on a door, so he's apparently in a cast. Also, Sophia Umansky, Kyle Richards, and Mauricio's daughter, which makes a ton of sense to me, and Mason Grammer, Camille and Kelsey Grammer's daughter, which I don't know much about her. This could be really interesting, and I wonder who else they're going to bring into the cast. I think it would be interesting to pull Cynthia's daughter into the mix. I believe she still lives out in LA, but I'm not sure if she's around the same age. I feel like I lose track of time with the Housewives' children because I still feel like Portia Umansky is like 6 years old and she's like 17. You know? Who is going to be part of this cast? I'm excited about it because I think Next Gen NYC is so much better than people thought it was going to be. Also, they brought in like other Nepo babies. Are they going to bring in other like Nepo babies not from the Bravo world? I would love to see that. That would be so amazing. All right, that's all of the tea this week for random gossip. Let's get into the episodes on the Bravoholic Breakdown. Getting into the Real Housewives of Potomac, I want to go straight to the end of the episode when we get to see Karen Huger walk out of prison. It was super interesting because they framed it like it was a finale right before Karen came out, but the finale is actually next week. Karen and Andy have a sit down where we go over everything, and I cannot wait to see all of it. And the second she walked out, I realized how much I missed her on my screen. She used to be Potomac for me, and this season was still really good, really entertaining, but I need her back. I'm so excited she's going to be a part of the reunion. People are like, "Why is she going to be at the reunion when she hasn't been a part of the season?" She just entered the scene. The whole finale is Karen Huger, and I feel like it's so interesting that we haven't seen even a glimpse of Ray. Is he going to be in the finale? Are we going to hear from Ray? What is going on? Are they separated? It was interesting seeing Karen walk out. I felt so sad for her. I could feel her pain. I could feel she was so scared, slightly embarrassed that she doesn't look like herself. And it looked like it was like prison Karen trying to become regular Karen that we know, like before our eyes. Like she was like this person for so long in prison trying to be brave and have a brave face. But then in front of the cameras, it's like you're actually back into the real world. And we're so used to seeing her a certain way. It was really interesting and really sad to see, but I'm excited. I'm glad that she's out. I hope that she learned her lesson, and I hope that in the sit down she's accountable. Stacey Rush said on Watch What Happens Live that she is floored essentially by how open Karen is in the finale episode, and I hope that Stacey isn't just selling that to us QVC style. Time will tell. But on the not really finale. On the last episode, Stacey was being called a liar endlessly. Starting off with Jazzy because Jazzy was trying to become friends with Charisse, and Stacey called her out saying like, I don't really love that because Charisse wasn't very nice to Stacey. And Jazzy's like, yeah, well, what about you being a friend? It was so rude because she didn't own what she was doing and was deflecting onto Stacey. First off, I find it weird, more weird that Jazzy asked Stacey to be in her wedding after knowing her for a very little amount of time, and she was friends with Mia. Red flag. I find that more weird than Stacey not going to her wedding. And Wendy flipping out, saying that Stacey was lying. I think that's so false. I don't think that Wendy is accurate because Stacey decided to go because Wendy convinced her. Stacey wasn't going because Ashley and Wendy were going. Ashley and Stacey aren't even friends. I just don't think that. I don't know why Wendy flipped out on that, but Giselle and Ashley loved it way too much. I think that Wendy went too far, and I'm really glad that in the end they made up, but maybe it was some of the maybe it was because they were so high up in the mountains and it was getting to their heads, like how Kay was crying for no reason. That's what I'm going to blame it on. But I think Jazzy has gotten really annoying. I wanted her to be full-time instead of Kay or Tia, but now I see that she just so badly wants to impress the other women and wants a spot on the show, and that makes me so uninterested. I think she's just trying to throw Stacey under the bus, and she was trying to be close with Stacey from the start, like putting her in her wedding because she wanted to be on the show, and she realized Stacey wasn't her way in because nobody in the cast likes Stacey, which is so stupid because they're all jealous of her. And people are feeling bad for Angel in the comments, saying that there's no way that this was all her, and they're blaming production, that they're sabotaging her trip, and I just don't believe that for a second. I think this is all Angel. Obviously, the water maybe wasn't her fault, but the rest, like, why would you make the girls go fishing right before their flights? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you checking on them? I have zero sympathy for her. I blame her entirely for this trip. I made a post about this, but it was stressing me out watching that countdown and knowing how much time they had left before their flight. 2 hours and 45 minutes, and you're not at the airport, you're not on your way to the airport, and you get lost like this in the mountains, you are not going to make your flight. What in the world kind of trip is this? On to Salt Lake City. The reunion episode, the final reunion episode, people are on me because I was sticking up for Lisa Barlow, but every single time that Lisa Barlow tried to take some accountability, people would not let her talk. Specifically Heather. If Lisa was talking, Heather was talking over her. And I need this to be different next season, or I'm going to get really annoyed. I think this was a great season. I'm sad that it's over, but I'm happy that it's over because I'm done seeing the gang up on Lisa Barlow. Genuinely, if the cast was only Bronwyn, Heather, Whitney, Angie, and Mary, I wouldn't be that entertained. I am heavily entertained because of the addition of Meredith and Lisa. I don't understand. I also was talking to the two judgy girls this morning about Bronwyn, and they asked me if I think that Bronwyn and Todd are going to stay split. And it got me to thinking that what if they really aren't even split in the first place? Because Bronwyn was saying that she doesn't want us to talk about Todd anymore. And what if this is just her sneaky way of being with him and getting attention on the show and getting us to not talk about him anymore? Getting that to not be a topic on the show. But in my gut, I think they're split, and I think that she's going to thrive and move forward. But there is just a piece of me that thinks that she is that smart to pull something off like that. My cast projections, I also made a post about this, but I will do the quick breakdown here. I want Lisa to come back. I think she's the show. Bronwyn, 1,000,000%. I want to see what comes next. I want to see her without Todd. Meredith, no question. People think that she doesn't have a storyline. I don't care. She is a huge part of this show. I would miss her if she wasn't there. I love the random things that she has to say. Brittany, I think the ultimatum could be the end for her. I don't think you make an ultimatum with production. However, Meredith was coming for production left and right, and that isn't good. But guess what? Guess who else came for production? Heather Gay, when it came to her black eye, she blamed Jen Shaw in production, and guess who's still here? Miss a part of the production. So it seems like that's not a problem here. I do want Brittany to stay, though, but I think she'll probably stay as a friend of after this little ultimatum. Whitney, I'm going to guess that she's done. If any of them are done, there's a rumor that somebody's done, and I'm going to guess that it's her. Especially after seeing her and Justin together, super emotional after Bronwyn saying that her and Todd are separated, her like flipping out and kind of making the whole scene about her. Like, that was weird. We're talking about Bronwyn and Todd, and now you're crying about you and Justin? I found that to be a little bit strange, but I think Justin was like, why are we doing this right now? I don't want to be a part of this, because no other husband was, involved in the reunion. I think it was really weird. Heather, I think she's going to stay. I think she adds drama, but I just need her to change her motive next season. Maybe listen to what we're saying, because the majority of us are tired, but some people still love her. Some people like her more this season. And I'm going to just assume that's the Lisa Barlow haters. And people think that I'm a Lisa Barlow stan. To me, stan is like Eminem, the Eminem song. Like, you would do anything for this person. You're obsessed. You're writing them letters. You're like going wherever they go. Like, no. I'm not a stan. I think absolutely not. I just, like, am on her side. I like her as a character. I really like her on these shows. But if she was way wrong, I would say it. I genuinely would say it. But sorry, as of now, I'm team Baby Gorgeous. I don't think she did anything wrong this entire season, especially the reunion. The reunion, I think she just was on defense and trying to speak, and they didn't let her. And I'm actually impressed by her self-control and not flipping out when they were cutting her off endlessly. I think I would have flipped out personally. Mary, I think she will be back. And I think if she's not back, I think she's guilty. I think if she's not guilty, she will stay and explain personally with all the documentary church stuff. Angie K, I think she's coming back. Um, I feel like she was slightly a dud this season. Kind of just saying the same old things, coming after Lisa, following what Heather does. Kind of bored of her. I wouldn't mind if she was a friend of again. I know people are way team Angie K, but I've never been as excited about her as a lot of people. I've never really understood the hype. Um, I think it would be interesting to have Monica Garcia join, but the stuff with Heather's company and how she owes Heather money, I don't love that, but I love how Monica is coming for the truth and coming for Heather in that way. And I think it would be really interesting if they added that Amy Steele girl, the socialite that they showed at parties, the Utah who's who of Utah. I want to know more about her, and I think she would be an interesting addition because they were obviously like highlighting her for a reason. Whether Bronwyn and Todd get back together or not, I really hope that this is some self-reflection for him and then he realizes how he treats her. And same for Muzzy. I hope that she realizes that the way that they treat her isn't okay. And I hope that Bronwyn really takes a stand and defends herself and expects more out of people in her life. Because I do think that deep down she really is a very good person. I just think she's dealt with so many like abusive people in her life that she doesn't understand like calming down and being a true friend and being genuine at all times. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like there's always some sort of calculation because it's the type of people that she's had to deal with in her life. But it was interesting to hear Bronwyn and Meredith make up, and that I think they have a very good potential of being like really close friends. And I really think that Meredith's apology to her was super sincere. And I think that Lisa and Angie could be really good friends if Angie just like allowed that to happen for whatever reason. Angie does not want to be friends with Lisa, and Lisa is trying so hard to be her friend. I think that there wouldn't be as much drama from Lisa to Angie if Angie stopped giving it to Lisa. Because the only drama that Lisa caused this season was collecting her shampoo from Angie K's salon. And that was retaliation because she was making fun of the brand of her sons and that Angie K called her Jen Shaw. Hello. But on to Southern Charm. It was really sad to see Austen's mom so upset about her daughter Kyle and that she would be 40 right now and she thinks that she would be married and have children and push Austen in the right direction and coaching him in life. And I thought it was really sad because I understand as a mother like wanting your children to know how special it is to have children. But I think Austen was saying in this moment that he obviously doesn't want to have children. He's not really sure. And I don't think that he should be pushed to have children if he doesn't want them. But I think that as a mom, maybe she knows who he really is and that this show might have gotten into his life and that he's not exactly thinking straight right now. Like Audrey could be the perfect girl for him, but he's so blinded by this show and like Sally and stuff that one day he's going to regret not being with her and having children with her. So it's like a mixture, but it's so sad because she thinks that she would have grandchildren right now. And I think that's a huge part of it, that she would have grandchildren, possibly from her daughter Kyle if she were still around, and that she probably won't have grandchildren from Austen, and that her other daughter is quite a bit younger. It was really hard to watch and very, very sad. The fact that Sally bought those chickens like for Craig, she could not have made it more clear that she bought those for Craig. that she wanted them to be their babies and that they were going to date. But then on Watch What Happens Live says that she wasn't that serious about Craig, but that you're all about Austen, which leads me to the trip in Mexico. Are they cheating or did they break up? Or did Austen break up with Audrey before this? Because if they're cheating, I swear, because I've been so team Austen this season, and I used to despise him like a couple seasons prior, but like just to cheat on such a sweet girl like Audrey, I will lose my mind. I understand being confused if you want to be with her or not and being afraid to break up with somebody and dragging it out, but cheating, not here for it. It's funny watching Craig with his assistant, like opening boxes and like a shampoo or something exploded, and he just called his assistant into the room to handle like such a small issue. Like you can't clean off this shampoo bottle by yourself. It's very weird. And then watching Craig at Austen's birthday dinner, I think they're both wrong in different ways. I think Austen is heavily jealous of Craig. I think that Austen hates how loved Craig was for a while, and that Austen knows how slimy he can be, and that Austen was not ever really loved like that, and that Craig's company took off and Austen's didn't, and that Austen was kind of ditched at a certain point in time for Paige, and then all of a sudden, like, Craig is drinking again and using drinking as like this reason to not talk about deep problems in their friendship. And I feel bad for Austen. I think that all of this jealousy and all of this pain comes from Craig's lack of accountability. And it was really messed up last season for Craig to just throw the addict problem in front of all of the other issues so Austen would stop talking. And I understand that Austen brought this up as at his own birthday dinner, but Craig, to like say you haven't achieved anything in the last 5 years, like how about you just say like you don't like me? We don't need to be friends anymore. I don't think we need to destroy him fully about his entire life. That's just sad. On to Beverly Hills. Verbally accosted, to be approached and spoken to in an aggressive, threatening, or unexpected and unpleasant manner. I hate Amanda Francis. She reminds me of like this little blonde demon. I think she reminds me of that doll. What is that doll? Megan or something like that? That creepy doll in that movie that like chases children with a knife. It's not Chucky. It's not the Bride of Chucky. It's that robot doll. That's who she reminds me of. She's so weird. Weird. And I love Rachel Zoe clocking it and Bo's clocking it. Rachel saying that it's super performative and saying, look at me, look how successful I am, and how successful all the women are in this group, and that they barely say a word about it. Like, you're in the wrong group to be bragging like this and one-upping everybody. You can't one-up them. You just can't. Don't even try. But Amanda's saying that she woke up every 30 minutes and that she thought that Dorit was a physiological threat. I just call bullshit. I think that you were dealing with a really unhappy, really sad situation, and if you were up all night because of that, that's understood, but for you to be whining about Dorit when you said something about Dorit's marriage behind her back, that's not being accosted, you should have expected it. Maybe it was unexpected, but you should have expected it. Don't, like, come into this group and think that you're not gonna be spoken to about what you've done. And her short fuse with all of these women, she hates Erica, she hates Sutton, she hates Dorit. For very minor stuff, very little things. You could have friends in this group, but now you have 3 enemies. And Amanda was asking Kyle at one of their hangouts, which is so weird. I feel like they're becoming besties in the group, and Dorit and Kyle are not on speaking terms at the moment. And maybe that's part of why that she likes that Amanda doesn't like Dorit, possibly. But she was saying, wouldn't those words stop you in your tracks about it being the anniversary of her son's death? Was that what you were trying to do to stop her in her tracks? Because she kept bringing it up too. When she was leaving, she stopped at the door and was talking to people. If you were truly that sad, you would have darted out of the door. You would have been in the car and down the street. You would not have been talking to all of these women about what just happened and waiting for Dorit to come and apologize to you. If you were genuinely that shaken up about it that you wouldn't be able to sleep for 30 minutes straight. And you could tell in the furniture store moment that Kyle was super annoyed with Amanda, but I hate that Kyle doesn't just flat out say it to Amanda, like, hey, like, Dorit didn't mean it like that. Like, why can't you just full-blown stick up for Dorit ever? Why can't you just ever say what you think rather than carrying it off to the confessionals? and leaving it in somebody else's hands. Kyle used to be my favorite housewife of all time. And then I started to really dislike her a few seasons ago with I just felt like we were being lied to by her. But like I'm starting to like her again because of like how vulnerable she's being about Mo and how vulnerable she's been about Morgan and like she's been letting us back in and like showing us the house. She seems so vulnerable and like her again. But I don't like that she's holding back in that way and leaving the dirty work to other people. And the dinner scene with Kyle, Bose, and Dorit and Bose's friend was so insane that Mauricio just randomly walked up and they were literally talking about like the topic when it comes to Mauricio and Kyle and how Dorit just like openly asked Mauricio if he's ever thought about filing. Like, I'm so glad that she was ballsy enough to ask that question because Kyle can't even ask the question. But then Mo was like, what am I doing here with Bose asking him a bunch of questions and saying that she almost attacked him and that she was like spying on him from afar at a party. He's like, you could have just said hi. Like he was like, what am I doing with this group of women? Full blown attack. And I loved every second of it. And I want more of it, to be honest with you. But then Dorit saying that she wants to have lunch with him, Maurice was probably like, really? Because she's like somewhat pulling him into the middle of her divorce because he's apparently her only hope to get through to PK and that she wants to sit him down and explain her side. Like, if I were Mauricio, there's no way. I would be like, you guys have to deal with this yourselves. I'm not getting involved. You need to get some sort of mediator, like a professional therapist. What is Mauricio going to do for you? He's Team PK. And Bose is my voice of reason in this show. Whatever she says, I agree with her. I think she's, no pun intended, a badass because that's her handle on Instagram. I think she's an absolute badass. I think she's like so intelligent, so level-headed, and she also lost a baby and she's the only person that's able to say something like Amanda using that as a weapon, and that's exactly what she said. And so I believe Bose because she knows the pain and she can see how twisted it is. And so I'm riding with that. Amanda is using every sort of leverage she can, and she's using any single moment to make a scene. And honestly, it's working because I think she's going to be there for another season based on what a scene she makes every time she's in the room. But I am loving Erica this season, especially when she's hanging out with Rachel. I think this new guy in her life is really good for her. The fact that she's hanging out in sweats, she'll go from latex to sweats. Her hair is so cute. Her outfits are so cute. She seems just chill. Like somebody that I would actually like consider hanging out with, which I would not have said prior. And going through that house was so weird. I think it was such a bad idea for recording, for the show. Genius. I want to see it. But for Kyle, such a bad mistake. I don't know how she didn't understand that she would be emotional in this moment and to be in an emotional state in the house that was redone by such an evil person, Amanda. This cult person. I mean, really wild stuff to see. And that Kyle started to cry and Amanda was like, I'm gonna go tuck in my baby, and she like was just pretending like she didn't know that Kyle was crying in her house and they were just waiting upstairs so awkwardly. They were waiting there like, okay, they're crying, like they were totally talking up there about Kyle and Mauricio. How embarrassing. But Rachel filed for divorce from her husband Roger, and I think it's really helping Dorit to see that there's somebody else in the group going through the same exact thing as her. I think they're going to become best friends because of it. Shaws of Sunset, or Valley Persian Style, I watched it this morning and it was really good. I just did not take notes on it, but it's a must watch. It's very good. Gigi is absolutely off her rocker. Off her rocker. Like nuts. Must watch television. Okay, that's the end of the episodes for this week. Let's go into the next segment. Ask Torre the Bravoholic.
Ask Torre the Bravoholic.
Oh, I'm so happy for you and your segment. Welcome back to your segment. Ask Torre the Bravoholic.
Glad to be back on my weekly segment.
Were you just listening to me when I was on Two Judgy Girls? Were you on the other side of the door listening in?
I wasn't on the other side of the door. I was downstairs and I heard you cackling.
You weren't just eavesdropping?
No, I couldn't hear. Only thing I heard was you guys talking about BravoCon at the end.
Yeah, they were talking about you.
Yeah, a couple nice gals at two judgy girls, Mary and Courtney.
They're very nice. And today we don't have children at home because I had to do that. And then tonight we're going to Paris Hilton. Are you excited to go to Paris Hilton?
I am excited to go and watch Infinite Icon. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Paris Hilton's new documentary. We have an entire theater to ourselves.
You're bringing a bunch of buddies.
Yes.
You're going to have a grand old time.
We have 30 plus people going. I'm making all of my guy friends go.
I think they're going to enjoy it. Who doesn't love Paris Hilton?
There's a bar at the theater, so we can drink in the theater. And since
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
If there is, I'm 99% sure we have our own theater. And if that's the case, we'll be
I think so.
hooting and hollering the entire time.
Do you think my package is going to come before 8 o'clock tonight?
I doubt it. It looks like it's lost in transit. We'll see if Paris Hilton and her team can find that package.
I really wanted it to be a pink jumpsuit so I could embarrass you at the movie theater.
I'll check the tracking after the segment.
Perfect. So what did you think about on the Real Housewives of Potomac? You were tuned in for one specific part. Karen Huger exiting prison. You were tuned in. What were your thoughts on Karen Huger?
She looked like she's been through something in behind bars. You know, she had like the jailhouse look going, and I felt
sad for her.
I almost feel like the jailhouse look was like a fashion statement. She tried,
like
she
in
wanted,
there probably.
No, but she wanted people to see her coming out hard.
What if she just didn't have her wigs?
I don't know anything about her wigs, or if she has wigs, or
she does. Where do you think Ray was? Why do you think that he didn't help, come pick her up?
Ray's getting up there in age. Maybe Ray sent a team to. Maybe Ray was
golfing.
Hiding. Maybe Ray was in another vehicle.
And then at the reunion, there was a sneak peek just now of her walking out, and no Ray in sight once again. What do you think? There's trouble?
Yes, because wasn't there rumors that Karen was like banging some other dude?
Yeah, Mr. Blue Eyes. And that she was allegedly with somebody the night of her DUI.
Wow. Maybe Ray's been gone for a while, You
never know. Do you think she's going to be back on Potomac?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you?
I do, because on the little preview that they just showed, she was like talking to Wendy and she's like, come on over here. And she said, STFU to Wendy, and that she's been through this before. And I think that she's already come in hot. She's entered.
The Grand Dame.
The Grand Dame is no longer the fence or riding the fence.
I trust and believe that she will be back for another season.
I trust and believe also.
Do people know that someone made a cameo video of her for our wedding?
I've made a post about it, but I've never said it on here that yes, we have a lovely cameo from Karen Huger as our wedding gift, because that's how much we love Karen Huger.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, trust and believe.
I can't know. I don't know if I can use the word love anymore. She makes a lot of questionable decisions that could put a lot of other people in harm's way.
Well, this is what me and the two judgy girls were just saying, that we love them as characters on our television. And that's right. How we look at them.
That's right.
So as a character on my television, I love her.
That's
very much.
That's okay.
Are you excited for Summer House coming back on February 3rd?
Absolutely.
This week?
Absolutely. Can I answer?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, do you think this is going to be an epic season?
Well, if you guys have heard my previous segments, I like a little physical altercation. I think Kyle and Carl look like they might get in a little shoving match. I like the videos of Kyle really getting emotional. There's just going to be some good, and then there's like a lot of, the whole Sierra love triangle.
Well, Amanda said that there is no love triangle.
The most important thing is to see what leads up to Amanda and Kyle's sad split.
Do you think we're going to even pay attention to the new people? There's like 4 new people.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know there was new people.
Then you missed the Bravoholic breakdown from quite a ways back.
I'm thinking I may have tuned out.
Did you see the clips on TikTok, all over TikTok, of Sierra Miller interviewing Jacob Elordi?
Yes, I actually sent that to you on TikTok last night on the couch.
I forgot. But do you think they're a match made in heaven or what?
No, I mean,
he's too like famous.
He's too worldwide. She, like we talked about, she needs a local athlete.
Well, and I guess also he's Australian. He lives in Australia.
Great blooming onions at Outback Steakhouse.
What does that have to do with Sierra Miller and Jacob Elordi?
Yeah, I just went on the Australian route.
Okay. Kangaroos. Remember when Ashley Darby served kangaroo at her restaurant?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't he Australian? Or is he American?
I've honestly pushed him out of my brain, other than like a creepy smile. That's all I really see when it comes to him. I'm
picturing like an accent on that guy, but
I really have erased him, other than like a really terrifying face. How do you feel about Gretchen Rossi being gone? Officially donezo.
I didn't lock in too much to Gretchen Rossi. She was a complete whack job from what I saw.
Yeah.
She also liked to try to get in your DMs, and
sure did.
And then you just continued to not be on her side. I mean, you were on her, you were giving her the benefit of the doubt. Then she just lost everybody in that season, and she did not appreciate the posts. I don't think she likes you anymore.
She started to stress me out because I was nice to her, and then I could no longer support her. And then she let me know that she was upset about it by sending me sad-faced emojis, and then like trying to explain herself. And it's like, okay, I'm sick of people trying to say it's the editing when it's their behavior.
I mean, I'm sure editing gets some people, but she was not on planet Earth.
Speaking of not being on planet Earth, Tamra Judge is going to be back again. Thoughts?
Well, another lady that does not like you at all.
But she blocked me like way early. So it's like she probably doesn't even remember who I am at all.
That's true. It's true. Yeah, I think she's good television. Is that right? Is that an accurate statement?
Sometimes.
I feel like everyone's talking about Tamra. It can't be bad.
I mean, it's bad. But like sometimes it's like good bad, and sometimes it's like, okay, enough. Enough is enough. But it's season 20. Yeah, so we were watching Southern Charm.
It's pretty rapid fire. You're just like rapid fire hot seat.
Yeah, that's what it is. But nobody asked me any questions for you this week. So that's a sign to people. If you have a question for Torre, the Bravoholic, feel free to send.
Yep.
So I was really analyzing the scene with Shep, Craig, Austen, and Whitney, and how they were all sitting around having a nice little meal together. And I was just thinking about you like at this meal, and like the way that they were talking, and like they were saying to each other, well done, and eating escargot, and like Whitney wanted to go get up and wash his hands and use hand sanitizer. And like, does that seem like would you like to be involved in a meal like that?
No. My friends, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure, my friends can wash their hands before they eat, but
no, but they're like in the middle of the meal, like, do you have hand sanitizer?
No, I mean, no. I think my friends like buffalo, like chicken wings and spinny arty dip.
And then at one point they're like, wow, well done. Do you ever say well done to your buddies?
No, I don't believe that's something I've ever really said. Well done, fellow friend.
Would you like the escargot?
I think Whitney is a little on the like stupidly fancy rich side.
Well, yeah.
And he was probably raised a little differently.
With a butler.
Yes, and Patricia.
Yes.
Who we love. We like Whitney too.
Yes, but we love Patricia. What did you think about the whole meal? Were you paying attention to Austen and Craig?
I know they got emotional.
Whose side are you on in the whole thing?
I think I do choose on Austen's side, but I'm not as like he's a very emotional. These people are very emotional.
Do you think they have crushes on each other?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Man crushes, yeah.
But not like they love each other like that.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's a little too emotional for me. I just think Craig's kind of a slime ball. I think Austin's more of a normal dude. I do think the cameras probably get a little more out of them than what they would on a normal day without a camera.
So you think that they're arguing because there's a camera there?
No, I think they would. I think the way they get emotional and like they're using, I don't know. It's just not as natural. I think if two men are arguing, is this bad that I'm talking about men not being able to be emotional?
No, but I just think that, I don't know, it's different because it's a television show, I guess. But anyways, what did you think about Shep saying that he's a caveman when it comes to bringing women home and says, "Come home with me"? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I think men can relate. They get a little.
Ew.
What? I'm not saying I do it. I'm saying there's probably guys that get super drunk that are just like, hey,
that's disgusting.
Me, you, bedroom, kiss.
Ew, that's really sick.
That's how I got you.
Ew, that's not even true. Ew. Do you think that Craig is really shy in that department, or do you think he's playing it up for the cameras to seem like this sweet, adorable person?
He's not shy. That guy is as cocky as it gets.
Yeah.
He tries to, I pick and choose the women. I don't just, it's like, shut up, man.
What do you think about him saying to Charlie on their first date that this is his first date ever where he hasn't hooked up with the girl first?
He's like probably trying to like play it cool, like, hey, we could be long term. I'm treating you differently than other women.
But don't you think that's a little bit gross of him to say?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a wacky thing.
Yeah.
But again, she knows he's like a celebrity. It's like,
that's true.
It's not a normal, it's just not natural.
I wonder if she liked Paige prior to this.
Who doesn't like Paige?
Sometimes you.
Because you got to take the man's side sometimes.
Ew, not when it's Craig. What is your opinion on Amanda Francis?
You've already asked me this question.
But did you see the whole situation where I hear Feeney? I think this is a cameo. People have asked for a Feeney cameo. I think it's here.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Feeney. I wonder what that would sound like in the mic.
How do you feel about Bravo Television?
Oh, okay. That's a good opinion.
Oh, thank you so much for visiting. I guess you can stay for a second.
I think the audio is going to get pretty messed up.
Okay, Feeney, let's go. Let's go, my baby. I love you so much. Okay, I love you. Be right back. There was a part where Dorit was coming to her because she was talking behind Dorit's back about her marriage. And then Amanda Francis says, don't talk to me about this right now because my baby happened to pass 2 years ago on this exact day. Did you miss all of that?
I missed it. Only part I saw was when she Googled the word accost, when she accosted her.
Oh, verbally accosted.
Yeah.
Did you pay attention during Beverly Hills when Kyle was out to dinner with the ladies and her husband, her estranged husband, her strange husband, Mauricio showed up?
I didn't know he just showed. I thought they were all at dinner. I didn't realize he just showed up.
He just like randomly saw the crew outside and they mic'd him up.
I did not know that. I thought he was there with them.
Do you think that Kyle is still in love with Mauricio?
Of course. Obviously, after the house tour of their old home, of course, and that guy couldn't care less.
So you think he's not in love with her anymore?
No, he's going after younger chicks.
Sad.
He's going after younger. He's probably just, I don't know. He's way past her.
Like moved on.
I mean, you couldn't tell. But he was like a dead body talking to her. He was like,
why are you so sad?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't realize this would make you so emotional.
Do you think it was a bad idea to go in the house that used to be theirs and was renovated?
Yes, it's an insane move. It's an insane move because of they did it. It's for the cameras. It was, hey, why don't you? I got a good idea.
It's a great filming idea.
It is a great filming idea. It's not a good real life idea.
No.
If you're trying to get,
let me just tell you, I know that I would cry going into any of my past houses.
You cry when you like sneeze. Yeah.
I think I'd cry going into one of my like old dorm rooms, even though it was really not that fun at some points. Anyways, in the beginning of the entire podcast, I brought up that I was going to talk about Selena Gomez when you were on the podcast, because I've mentioned that I had a Selena Gomez story and I haven't said it yet. So you get to be a part of it.
Okay.
So I've told this story before on live, so only like a handful of people heard, but I was bringing this up because last week people believe that Lisa Barlow has a fake account. And I was saying that I think that everyone in Bravo, famous people, have burner accounts. And
of course they do.
Okay, because Jennifer Lawrence says that she does. But now I'm going to tell the Selena Gomez story. So I was at around, would you say 10,000 followers?
Yeah, you were probably past the 10,000 followers.
I was just brand new into 10,000, which is a big mark on TikTok. That's when you get to start earning money. And I was looking in my messages, and there's messages where if you're both friends with each other, it shows up in one section. If one of you follows the other, it shows up in another section. And if neither one of you follows the other, it shows up in that folder. And I barely ever clicked on that folder. And Feeney's still in here, if you can hear his rumbles, but I'm going to try and get it out. But I was randomly looking in that folder when Torre was on the phone with his dad, and I just like froze because there was a message from Selena Gomez. Okay. Check mark, however, billion, many followers, whatever.
Billion's a little.
Okay. Whatever it is. It was her. Like, no question. I clicked through it a million times. It was her.
It was her.
I have it saved. I have it screenshotted. And in the messages, it shows that it was like 2 a.m. or midnight that she messaged me 2 times. And deleted the messages.
Yeah, they were deleted by the next morning. Because
Torre researched, and you can delete a message within a certain amount of time. So it was like this happened on a Wednesday and this was like a Friday. So I missed it by like 2 days. I have no idea what she said to me. And I even tried messaging her saying, hey, I missed your message. What did you say? And we've come up with theories in this time, because she's seen every message I've sent her trying to figure out why she was messaging me. And we've come up with a bunch of theories.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about all the theories.
We don't need to talk about all of the theories, but I believe
it was at the time that the one girl got left.
Yeah, Danielle Oliveira quit or whatever, and it was my most viral video of me spinning, and I was excited that the CEO and founder was no longer coming back. I just happened to not like her very much. And I believe that Selena Gomez didn't like that. And so she was messaging me something and thought that she was on her burner and then decided to delete it.
Or she was just messaging you from
in
her
general,
own, and she was like drunk or something, and it was like, I shouldn't have said that.
Right. But if you want to share what your thoughts are on why she would do that. That week I also posted that Hannah Berner interviewed Hailey Bieber. But I don't know what she would have to say about that. But it's lost on me. We'll never know why Selena Gomez messaged me and what she said.
And she's probably still watching you.
She probably is. And Selena, if you're out there, please let me know. Because believe me, when I got the message and she deleted it, I thought we were about to be best friends. And I thought there was going to be an issue because I'm a huge believer to the max.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. The one that got away.
There's an understanding. You love Justin Bieber too.
I do. I enjoy his music.
Okay. Well, that's all I have for you today.
Thank you. I'm going to go find one of the remotes that our children hid in our bedroom.
He probably threw it away or something.
And I will remove Feeney from the podcasting area.
Somebody did request his snorts, so this is probably a one and done.
Okay. Thanks for having me on my weekly segment. I'm going to go take a nap.
Okay, goodbye. Are you really?
Probably.
Okay, bye. Okay, on to the next segment in the comments. So this week, I was talking about how I don't think that Lisa Barlow is the villain Okay. And I always get people that hate Lisa in the comments, and people start to question me because I'm on Team Baby Gorgeous. And it's like, I'm just talking about them as a character and what I'm seeing in the season. And it's really not that serious. Okay. And somebody said, because I support Lisa Barlow, do you also support the president and other things that are going along in the world at the moment? And I just thought that this would be a great time to just announce that no matter what's going on in the world, I want this to always be a safe space. This is my safe space. I want it to be your safe space too, to just know that these topics, as important and emotional as they can be, this my pages on TikTok, Instagram, my podcast. This is an escape for us. And I want us to all be kind in the comments and not always talk about politics and things that are going in the world, because sometimes I really do believe that we deserve an escape from some awful things going on in the country. And there's such a divide in our country at the moment. Okay. And this is the one and only time that I'm going to like even somewhat allude to the topic. I just want us to always keep things kind and keep this as an escape and a safe place for all of us. Okay. I think that's perfectly okay. And I think that that's what we need. On to the next segment. Can I be petty for a second? I want to be petty about the new Vanderpump Rules cast. Chris tried to pretend like he didn't know who Katie Maloney was when he was being asked about Katie Maloney saying that the reboot is cheap. And Katie Maloney, Kristen Doty, and Sheena Shea have all spoken, basically saying that Chris is a liar because he was essentially in tryouts, according to Jasmine from the Valley, in 2022, working at SUR trying to get onto the show. So you've been trying to get onto the show for quite some time now, 4 years at least, and you're going to hate on Katie Maloney? Please. I think that they need to understand that they're on this show simply because Vanderpump Rules was the best show ever on Bravo, in my opinion. And that's the only reason why they're there today. Also, Chris made a post on his Instagram, on his TikTok saying, if you don't like Vanderpump Rules reboot, then go watch The Valley. The Valley isn't airing right now, bucko. He also responded to Katie. Katie made a tweet or something saying something like, go kiss your cousin. And he said that was a good one. And then basically said that whatever he was saying was edited and that there was more to it. How much more could there be to that? It wasn't edited, just own it. But I really, honestly, I didn't believe in Southern hospitality in the first season, and it ended up being a great show, and it very well could be that for Vanderpump Rules. But as of right now, I'm going to say, let's put a stop to this. I think I've seen enough. I don't think that I like this group of people. There's like maybe 2 or 3 people that I think have potential, but I'm not liking it. On to the next segment, listener tea. For the record, this section is also about if you guys have any questions for me, you can DM me and ask me any question for this segment or give me any sort of tea. But this week there was some news. Rodrigo was on Watch What Happens Live and he was talking about Shannon Beador, saying that Shannon was the least kind at BravoCon. And he was saying that she was kind of being sassy because they got like a better spot for getting ready or something like that. And he was saying, well, she should have shown up on time. And so we have Rodrigo, Joel Kim Booster, Tamra. I think that's about it. That's saying that she is like this. So I posted this on my story. And this precious person that I met at BravoCon, 2 of my favorite people that I met at BravoCon, one of them DM'd me and said that he can back what Rodrigo said and said that they went to a couple of filming events for Orange County this season. He said that Shannon Beador puts on a face for interested fans, but then he went to 2 events, and at one of them, she was standoffish. Unfortunate to hear because she really is my favorite in Orange County. Okay, you guys, that is about it for the week. Thank you so much for listening. This is episode 4. I'm hoping in a couple episodes that I will start to bring people on to interview for brief segments. I'm excited to grow this and see what happens next. And I can't wait to tell you guys about tonight at the Paris Hilton event. I have a feeling next week will be just as dramatic as this one, so stay tuned. You can follow me on socials on @theBravoholic on TikTok and @the.bravoholic on Instagram, and also Lindsay Says Pod on all socials. Thank you so much, guys. Love you. Okay, I think I've said enough. If you liked what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, all the things. And that's what Lindsay says.